Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI, and today I'm going to be reviewing Orange Tree Sample's Evolution Flatpick 6. They're one of their newest steel string acoustic guitar sample libraries. This sample library is more focused on the pick sound, although you can customize how much pick you have. This is more tailored for music that requires strumming or that percussive attack that a pick can give you. So I'm going to be going through the sounds, its various features. I won't cover everything because there's a lot of stuff in here that I won't have time to cover. But I'm going to start off by going through the different articulations in play mode. I have them set to latching key switch, but you can access these different articulations in several ways. First, you can do it by velocity, meaning that if I play it softly, it could trigger that articulation. If I play it a little louder, it can trigger another one. And then if I play my hardest, it could trigger even another one. So this is a cool feature right here. There's key switching, which means that as long as you're holding a specific key that you select, it's going to play that sound. There's latching key switch, meaning that you select the key and it sets that sound and it holds it for you until you play another key. Then we have sustain pedal, meaning that every time you depress the sustain pedal, it's going to trigger that articulation. Random triggers articulation based on a percentage. So if you want it 100% of the time, it's going to be playing all the time. If you want it 15% of the time, 15% of your playing will have that, and it's going to be at random times. And then you have your controller settings, which if you have a MIDI controller with faders or knobs on it, this is going to be another way to access those sounds. So they give you a lot of ways of accessing the sounds. Right now, I'm just going to go through them with the key switch. So here's sustain. Now already I can tell this is a great sounding plugin because it's 1.88 gigabytes in size, meaning that this library has a lot of samples to it. Now that doesn't mean that the sound is automatically going to be better just because it takes up more space, but it definitely means that you have a lot to work with, a lot more to work with. But you can hear it already that this is a really clean, crisp sounding guitar. The legato on it is beautiful. So it has a lot of pick in there. All right, I'm going to go to the next one, sustain buzz release. I'm still trying to figure out what this one is. To me, it sounds the same as sustain. I don't know if it's my imagination, but I do hear a little bit of buzz when I let go of the string, when I let go of the keys. So there you have that, and then we have palm mute. Definitely sounds muted. Let's go to mute. Very cool. Harmonics. Now I'm trying to figure out if this triggers both harmonic and sustain, because on a guitar, the harmonic series is on specific frets. But I'm not sure because sometimes I'll get a harmonic sound on a certain string that I think is not supposed to have a harmonic to it, but I may be wrong. Either way, it sounds beautiful. Tapping. And I'm going to skip over these because I just don't have time to cover them. Release, slide down, A sharp. So I play a note and it doesn't do anything, but let's see what happens when I let it go. Okay. Octaves, I still couldn't figure out how to get this one to sound. Maybe it's only accessible through chord mode. I'm not sure. No, I'm trying to play power chord and octaves and it's not working. So I'm going to assume that I'm doing something wrong because I am not an expert at this plugin. So now you've heard the sounds. However, Orange Tree Samples is known for giving you some great presets in here. I guess they're inspirational presets. So Arlo's Restaurant accesses their tone menu, which has all these built-in effects that are really great in my opinion. Not only do they access the tones, they also change the setup of the instrument, which, by the way, gives you so much control over the sound, the playability. I can't cover all of this, but it's pretty easy to understand, and you could save your own settings, which is always good. So here's Arlo's Restaurant. What happened there? Now, see, this is a bug that I've been noticing, and it's with a lot of my Contact 5 instruments, which I'm not sure what's going on here, but I don't have this mapped and it's playing the power chord. So I'm going to purge the samples really quickly and see if this works. Actually, I'm going to reload. No, that doesn't work. I'm going to reopen this instance of Flatpick. That's very disappointing. I don't know what was going on there, but even though I changed the preset, it was accessing certain sounds that I didn't have selected. So here's Arlo's Restaurant. Now, what I really love about Evolution guitars is that they are very playable and there's this organic quality to them. Yes, it's a sample of a real guitar, but a lot of libraries out there sometimes sound too sterile and robotic almost. Like the attack and the interplay between the notes is very mechanical. Evolution guitars, in my experience, they've all had this very natural quality to them, this almost human quality to them. in the relationship between different notes. It just sounds beautiful to me. All right, let's go through some of them. It's really cool. Drop string drops to a D. That's beautiful. I'm talking about the sound, not my playing. Not my playing. I'm not going to be conceited like that. I like this. That sounds really compressed. I've noticed that Orange Tree Samples really gets those little licks right. I'm trying to the hammer-on pull-off. So you get all sorts of tonal colors with these presets. It's sort of like getting different guitars in one plugin. Now this sounds like it's playing. It's playing the pick at the bottom of the neck rather than close to the bridge, so you get that really mellow sound, which is why it's called mellow, folks. All right, those are all the presets. Like I said, they have the setup. You can customize where you want the pick, how often you hear the pick, how much of it you hear, whether the signal is mono, stereo, how wide you want the stereo. There's just a lot. Legato range, bend style, or the vibrato style, which is very cool. In the tone section, you have distortion, tremolo, volume, wah, reverb, and they sound really good. There are some companies that they offer built-in effects DSP, and it doesn't sound great. It's sort of like here's something to offer you, just something to have, but it's not worthwhile. So let's go to strum mode. All right, if you're trying to build a certain strum pattern here, well, this is the plugin to get from Orange Tree Sample's line of guitars, because it's a pick. It's a picked guitar. So let's see how this works. All right. So right here, I'm assuming it gives you 1 to 2 measures of length and 3 beats per measures. So 3 4 4 4 5 4 6 4 7 4. Shows you can divide the time right here. Let's choose 8th notes, and then you can set a swing percentage. I don't want any swing. All right. So these are the bottom strings, the lower strings of the guitar, and the higher strings. I think, let's see. So we have a sustain here, strum, or down strum. Let's do something basic. So over here, this key turned green. I think that means that once you start creating a strum pattern, it's going to assign a key to that pattern. That was a little loud. So the way that you decrease the volume is by dragging the percentage down, I think. Let's see what that does. The cool thing is you can visually choose how slow or how fast you want your strum to be. So if you have it straight up and down, this is going to be a quick strum. And then you could also choose how many strings you want to play by decreasing the size of this line. Let's choose a slow strum. Now, the way that I'm setting it up right now, it doesn't sound good or musical, but it gives you an idea of the logic of this plugin, how it's set up here. It's not very difficult to set up. So mute, I want to change those to mute. If I select another one, it's going to have a strum in the opposite direction. 8th note strums. All right, let's hear the presets in here. So they have, let's do country, no, songwriter. Now maybe something like rock or something. It's probably in there, but I don't see it right now. So these key switches are velocity sensitive. So if I tap it lightly, it will play through that pattern lightly. Now the chords are responding strangely to the way I'm playing, and I think it's because when you're strumming, you have to go to the chord mode. Held notes only, automatic chords. I'm going to choose automatic chords. I see the way it works. Now, I have chord mode set to automatic chords, meaning that it's going to play the chords in their natural position. But even if I play the chord on the right hand, I have to hold down the trigger key or the key switch. If I hold it down softly, and if I play the chord on the right hand loudly or at a high velocity, it's not going to affect it. So it's all depending on how I play the left hand. So from the sound of this, you can create some pretty cool strumming patterns, and it has some good ones built in already. Held notes. This is going to play the chord that you are playing. So I'd rather use automatic chords because it's going to give you that more natural, realistic sound that a guitarist can actually play, unless you don't care about realism or you just want certain notes in there. That's fine too. But all in all, I say that I would rate the sound quality, the beauty of the sound, the aesthetic of the sound, really high. I'm not going to start a system of like 9 out of 10 or whatever. This is a very beautiful sounding guitar with gorgeous articulations. I love the tone features. They're giving you a lot already, a lot of control over the sound, over the playability. The strumming, it doesn't have a really high learning curve, but it's not low either. It's not very intuitive as I'd like it to be. However, my biggest complaint about it is the chord mode, changing custom chords, because I like when things are immediately apparent, like how this works. And for this, you're going to have to delve into the user manual to start at least making the chords, your own custom chords, quickly. There are some things that I had to find out the hard way. Like you have to, if you go back into play mode, you have to disable chord mode manually, which I don't like that. But this plugin has way more positives than negatives, and I think it's worth getting. So I hope that you enjoyed this review, and I hope it was helpful to you. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button and leave your comments below. I love interacting with you guys. I can't get to everybody, unfortunately, but if feel free to share this video, and thanks for watching.